doing a diamond painting while I wait people to get on and on this gloomy day that we were having. Hello. Let me swipe that away. Hello, everybody. It is like 1:40ish in the afternoon here. I just thought I'd do a quick little, quick little Q&A, quick little chat if you wanted to talk. If anybody, I guess, is bored. So I didn't get up my diamond painting. I haven't done one or worked on this one in a really, really long time. So I thought I'd work on that a little bit while I talk to you guys. What is everybody up to? Hi, Charlie. What are you doing today? I don't know about everybody else, but our weather sucks here today. Yesterday was so beautiful. We had, New Zealand, hello. But yeah, yesterday we had like gorgeous weather, and especially for Ohio. It's February, obviously, and it was like 62 degrees, wonderful, sun out, beautiful. Today is gloomy, and I think it's supposed to snow, so rainy and windy here. Yeah, same here. Charlie, same. I miss the nice weather already. I miss not having to need a coat when I go outside already. That would be nice. Having some coffee with my dog nearby. Nice. I have a dog under the table, a dog by the door over there, and I think Scout's on the couch. We were just watching Friends together, and as I normally do. I actually start my new job tomorrow, so I'm just kind of having a lazy day until I do that. I haven't worked in months because I was on disability leave from my other job, and then I had to leave it. So there's that. But I start my new job tomorrow, and I'm actually pretty excited about that. So I'm going to be working at a doggy daycare, something a little way more low-key. Yes, pets are wonderful. Raining here in Scotland. Wet evening. Yes. Does it rain a ton in Scotland? I feel like I've heard that. Is that true? You should let me know. I've never been to Scotland. Maybe one day my husband and I will go. We haven't really taken any trips like that out of the country. We don't really just do like all-inclusive trips, but I definitely think we need to add other places to our list. I need to turn this the other way so I stop sticking to the uncovered side of the mat. My dad works for a doggy daycare. Nice, yeah, I am. Oh, I said, does it rain a lot in Scotland? Because I never knew what it's like there. Yeah, I just got this job. I was in supply chain in a corporate job, and it took way too much on my mental health and my tics, actually. My tics were getting so bad, I was having a tic attack every single day when I got to the office. Some other stuff played into that I'm not really allowed to talk about, but it was too much, and I needed something a little more low-key, something a little bit that helps me more than hurts me, and dogs do that. So I get to check dogs in all day. It's a doggy daycare and a boarding facility. So some dogs will be there overnight, for a week, whatever it is. Cold's supposed to come back tomorrow here, yeah. It sucks. Colder and wetter than the south. Okay, nice. Or I guess not nice, probably. Yeah, I am very excited for spring to get here, and like real spring, but our weather in Ohio, we can have snow in April, and that's really dumb. So you never know what to expect. You gotta take the good days when you get them and enjoy every second of them, and then hope for the best. That they stick around longer than you think they're going to stick around. Yeah. I am enjoying the lazy day though. The weather definitely makes it easy to have a lazy day. When it's nice out, I feel like I have to be doing a bunch of stuff. New York here, we've had snow in April, yeah. Hello, my daughter walks the dogs and does pick up and collect, but it's much happier. She started 3 months ago. Nice. I love that, yeah. I'm going to be a receptionist, but I will hopefully be being like trained, like cross-trained, so that I can start working with the dogs, and I'm hoping that'll help me. Honestly, I really hope, and I don't know if this is possible because I don't really know what goes all into dog grooming. I don't know if you have to like take classes and be certified in it, but it's also a grooming place, so I'm hoping I kind of can learn some. Because I never know. Am I painting? I'm doing a diamond painting. So I haven't done this one in a long time. I haven't done diamond painting in a long time. It really helps focus my mind. It helps me concentrate. But yeah, so it's like, speaking of weather, it's like a season, or I'm sorry, a tree, and it kind of shows all 4 seasons. So I'm kind of in the fall or autumn, whatever you want to call it, season now. It's really soothing, and it helps me concentrate a little bit better, or not better, but it just helps my tics calm down. They weren't necessarily bad today, but they do help my tics subside still because of the concentration that I use while I'm doing it. Stuff like this has always helped my tics. I've always just been like puzzles, those types of things. I like to color still. The adult coloring books, when that became a thing. I was coloring long before that in my adult life, but the coloring book's really taking off for adults. In like the mandalas and stuff. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. That was like perfect for me as a person with Tourette syndrome. My little daughter's Tourette's and just found out our local zoo will let her volunteer. That'll help her. Working with animals will be good for her. Yes, absolutely. My daughter crafts help with her tics, and my husband does DIY. Nice. Yeah, crafting definitely helps me too. I don't craft as much anymore. I have a Cricut machine, which I do love. My husband got it for me for Christmas one year, and he always gives me crap because I don't use it as often as I thought I would, or I would hope to. But I have used it a lot more this past year, so I'd like to use that a lot. I need to bust it out because I need to put, so our dog's food containers are back there. I don't know if you can see it right here, but on the one over on this side, all of our dogs are on separate food, different food, which is wonderful and really cheap. But our dog Scout, he had a whole health thing last year. It was really, really scary. Our dog, he actually almost died. It was super frightening. So he is on a prescription diet food now, which is crazy expensive. Thankfully, pet insurance, anybody watching in the US, and if you can get it and afford it, highly recommend pet insurance. It saved us because my dog was hospitalized for 3 days. He had some really bad gastroenteritis stuff going on, and we found out he was allergic to chicken, and yeah, blood everywhere in my house, blood coming out of him. It was very, very frightening. So he's on a different food. My older dog Brooklyn, who's a lab chow mix, she's on a separate food, like a sensitive stomach food, because she has a sensitive stomach. And then the puppy is on puppy food. So they all have 3 different containers that are on different food. So, and they probably always will be, because even when Chandler gets off of puppy food, I saw the dog here, she won't be on the sensitive stomach, and she won't be on Scout's prescription. But I need to use my Cricut. See, you can see this one, I guess. I made those bones, and I put Brooklyn's name on it, and I did have it for our dog Izzy too, but because they were on separate food. But Izzy's no longer with us. She was a really great dog, so we had to take her name off of the one bin. So I need to remake those and put them on Scouts and Chandler so that they can have their name on them. And then because of that too, we have different treats, because Scout was also on prescription treats, because he has to be very careful. We have to be very, very super careful with his diet, which makes it really hard when people come over, because we don't feed our dogs from the table anyway, but we always have to make sure that people know that they really can't, and that they could literally kill our dog if they feed him. So yeah, I want to get my Cricut out again, or use my Cricut. I have an area in the basement with it by my gym, and make those labels and stuff. I did make our mailbox label, and that was nice. It stuck onto the mailbox really, really well, the vinyl. And I made shirts recently that I was super proud of. I made my husband's Halloween shirt. We were macaroni and cheese together. I had a yellow shirt. I didn't make this with my Cricut, but I had a yellow shirt. And I spray painted, so I went to the Hobby Lobby store, or the hobby store, whatever one, Michael's maybe. And I got the hard styrofoam for the wreaths that you can make, and I spray painted them yellow. And then I spray painted 2 packing peanuts, and I put those in my hair, I put them in yellow, and so I was the noodles. And then I made my husband's shirt. It was just blue shirt, and I had the Kraft macaroni and cheese label on it. And I was really proud of it because I had to do layers for the first time with making shirt on a cricket. And it turned out really, really cool and really good. It was probably my favorite thing. And then when this past December, my sister-in-law and I took my niece, Riley, to Columbus to go to the Barbie exhibit, which was also kind of for us. It was really cool. I made us shirts, my sister-in-law and I shirts that said Aunt Barbie and Mom Barbie. They were a hit. I did accidentally buy glow-in-the-dark iron-on vinyl though, so we lit up in the, we didn't go in the planetarium because we were gonna glow in the dark if we went in there. So, but it was really cool. Your pets are pretty healthy, yes. Good. I am very, very glad. We've had a lot of back and forth with a lot of our dogs. So my dog that I was mentioning earlier, Izzy, she was a white lab. She was mixed with something, and I don't know. Oh my God, I was studying. I want to jump on and say hi. I enjoyed your shorts recently, especially the ones with photography. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you for jumping on and saying hi and for the kind words. That's definitely one of my favorite photo shoots I've ever done. But yeah, our dog Izzy, she has some milk problems too. I was starting to wonder if like I was a bad pet parent or something because we kept having these dogs with health problems. But she was older too. She lived to be 14 and a half, so she really made it up there, thank God. But because she was my soul dog. She was everything to me. But she had seizures at one point. She was on 3 medications for her seizures, and then she had cancer. And then what eventually took her, unfortunately, dog ALS is a thing, and I did not know that, but she had that, and it was really quick. Not quick, I guess, but one day she woke up, she was fine, and then midday she couldn't walk anymore, and we had to say goodbye, and it was really sad. But I miss her like crazy all the time. But our golden retriever Chandler, she reminds me so much of her. I swear, it's Izzy reincarnated. Last night I was watching a video, speaking of dogs. It was a clip. I was watching Reels on Instagram, and there was a clip from, God, seriously, what is his name? I don't remember. But he just lost his dog, and he made a video. He was talking about it on his show, The Daily Show, Jon Stewart. And it was sad, and I was crying because it was sad, and it reminded me of losing my dog. And I'm an empathetic person, so people crying can make me cry. And Chandler was on the ground, not even on the bed. And because I was crying, not even that bad, she got up off the ground and came over and started licking my face like crazy, and just laid on top of me. She's just the sweetest dog. And that made me cry a little bit more out of sweetness, but it was really cool. My buddy Rocco's 13 years old. Oh my goodness. American Staffy. Aww. I love dogs so much. They are so much better than humans. If the world, or if people in the world could just be a little bit more like dogs, I think it would be a better place, honestly. A much better place. Yeah, so I'm just working on this. Oh, I thought I put the wrong color. I thought I had the wrong color in there somehow. But I didn't. These things do take a really long time, especially because I don't like using the things that make you put a whole bunch of them together down at once, because I think taking the time to do one at a time is what helps my ticks, because I concentrate. However, sometimes I do have this tick. I'm afraid they're gonna go everywhere. And if I drop these tiny little things, because they're like really small, if I drop those, if they go on the ground, these dogs will attack them. So, like crazy. So yeah. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, last night, my husband and I were at the Cavs game, the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're huge Cavs fans. We have season tickets, so we go to a lot of the games. in last night we played against the Mavs. I don't know if I have any sports fans here watching, and saw the insane buzzer beater shot that we were so lucky to see in person. It was nuts. The guy, Max Strus, on our team, we were playing the Mavs, the Dallas Mavericks, and we were down, and we literally, I think we had 3 seconds left to shoot the ball, and so he just shoots over half court. And me as a Cleveland fan, when you see that, you're expecting it to not go in. You're already expecting failure. And then it went in. And the entire stadium went absolutely berserk, myself included. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I jumped up and down. My husband and I think we hugged. It was crazy. But really, really cool to see. What an experience to see it in person, live. That was like the craziest moment I think I've ever had at a basketball game. And we've been going to basketball games together for a very long time. Very, very, very long time. It was really cool. Especially because I was ticking a lot while I was there too. I tend to tick a lot while I'm at basketball games. I don't know. Does anybody else hear the wind whipping? Yeah. It's slowly starting here. I know it's supposed to get windier and windier. The temperature has already dropped. It was like 60 still when I woke up, and it's already 40 degrees according to my watch. So it's definitely dropping. Oh, hello from Minnesota. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am doing a little diamond painting while I'm doing a little chat with everybody. Little Q&A too. Every time, just so anybody knows that comes on here often, my lives are always open to Q&A. And honestly, so are my comments too. My comment sections. Which actually, speaking of the comment section, I want to talk about a comment that I got on the video today. So I made a video earlier, it was with the sound, and it was talking about it was like telling the person to shut up or whatever the sound was. And so I used it on a video, just like having a little bit of fun about people making swearing jokes for Tourette syndrome. And I do that every once in a while, and I do have fun with some of the videos. And I was told to stop dwelling on the negative and that I was alienating people. So I don't know. I don't want to say that I don't alienate people, because I don't have the right to say and dictate how people feel. But I do want people to know that I do not dwell on the negative comments. Sometimes they get to me, don't get me wrong, but most of the time, or every time, I delete them. But this one wasn't even about negative comments. It was just about the stupid swearing jokes that everybody makes about Tourette syndrome. And it gets really tiring. So I thought it was the perfect sound, and I was having a little bit of fun with it. And it's crazy to me that people think that everyone else is allowed to make these comments. They're allowed to say these things. They're allowed to be rude to us, make jokes about our disability, all of these things, but yet I'm not allowed to do the same thing back. Like, I don't understand that. I'll probably make a short about this, or a reel, whatever you want to call it, talking about it, because I'm allowed to have a little bit of fun with my videos too, and I'm allowed to joke about it, and I'm sure as heck allowed to comment and talk about the things that people say to me. Like, and if people don't like it, in my opinion, they can find another page to follow. But I just think it's crazy that people think you're not allowed to say anything to negative comments, about negative comments, anything. Like, because that's not what I'm about. And don't get me wrong, I don't think you should dwell on negative comments, and I don't think you should give trolls the time of day, because it is what they want. And that's something I won't do. I won't deliberately comment right back to trolls. Maybe every once in a while, depending on what they're talking about. But when I started doing online advocacy, I promised myself that I would never get in a fight in the comment section, because that's what the people want. The trolls of the internet, they want to get that rise out of you, and I get that I'm kind of sort of doing that, kind of giving them that rise when I make the videos, like, not directly in response, but in my own way. But I won't ever fight with them on the comment section, and I'm not actually giving them directly what they want, because that is what they want, and I'm allowed to do it every once in a while, because every once in a while it gets really tiring. And you know what gets especially tiring? Tourette syndrome being made fun of, and everybody thinking that they have a pass to make fun of Tourette syndrome. It's really, really annoying. So, I made a video about it. I thought I was having fun, and somebody thought that meant that all I do is dwell on the negative stuff, and I don't know, I just feel like if you watch my videos, you know that I don't do that, so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit too. Well, so do you like that the picture captures all the seasons? Yeah! It is pretty cool. I forgot how much I enjoy doing this. I think the gloomy day is what made me bust it back out. I had already had a nap on the couch because we got home late, and it stormed in the middle of the night, and Brooklyn, our oldest dog, she is afraid of thunderstorms, so she was cuddled up on me, and so I was trying to lay there and pet her and calm her, let her know that everything was okay. So I was up a lot of the night, around like 2 and 3 a.m. So I fell asleep on the couch a little bit ago with Scout, decided that, I don't know, I wanted to get on and talk to everybody while I did this. Open it up to people. I don't know, I think YouTube likes when you do lives because that's what they want you to do more of, so I don't know. I used to try to do them on TikTok more, but TikTok has really just, I don't know. I post all my videos to there still too, but it's like, I don't like to talk about the shadow banning thing on there a lot, but I'm pretty confident that is exactly what's happening to me, because I swear every time a video gets to 300, they like just don't want it to go any further. And my videos used to do really well on there, and now they don't, so I don't know what happened, but whatever. I like YouTube better. YouTube has been the OG, and it has been good to me. And I like you people better on here. You're a little bit kinder, I think, at least in my lives you are. People on TikTok are nuts. So like, people on the internet in general are nuts. So yeah. I like YouTube best. Me too. Me too. I'm glad that I started coming back to it and making sure I was getting on it again and more. I wasn't very active with the shorts on here for a long time, and I don't really know why. Probably because I took so much time off of even making longer videos, but I'm gonna get back to that too in my TikTok videos. I actually have an exciting TikTok video or Tourette Talk video coming up, which are my videos where I talk to other people with Tourette syndrome or within the Tourette syndrome community, that kind of thing. And I talked to a mom, Shara, who is a CBIT therapist, and I know nothing about CBIT therapy, and I've never, or I used to not, and I never did it, and people ask me about it all the time, so I thought it'd be a really good video to make while talking to her. She is a CBIT therapist, and her son also has Tourette syndrome, so that one's coming out soon. I have to finish editing it. I'm not gonna lie, it was supposed to come out yesterday, but I didn't get it edited in time. Because sometimes I'm the worst with that when it's long videos. But that's coming out. It will be out by next Tuesday. I like to do Tourette Talk Tuesdays. That's like when I like to post those ones. But it'll be broken up into either 2 videos or maybe even 4. Because we talked for an hour, so I'm going to try and do it down to 15 minutes each. But it'll be really cool. It was really interesting for me to learn. And it changed my view of it a little bit, because CBIT therapy to me always seemed like it was about teaching the person to suppress their tics, and I did not like that at all, because suppressing can be really painful, but it's a little different than that, and we do get on that topic more in the video, so definitely give that one a watch when it comes out. Do you have an opinion on IEP versus 504 combinations? I don't necessarily, and I don't know a ton about them either. I think whatever is best for your child, but I will say that I know a lot of parents have had to really fight and get in the trenches for their children to get teachers to follow IEPs. One thing I want to make, or one thing I would say about those too, is that, because this is something that I've heard from parents. I'm not a parent. I don't have children, and I'm not going to have children. But one thing that I get from parents a lot when they have to fight for their children with 504 plans and IEPs are the fact that teachers don't think that it's necessary to follow it because they might not see them tick, or they don't think they see them tick. And so therefore the teacher thinks that they can decide what is best for that student. And that's not true at all, as I'm sure you're aware. But that is a struggle that I hear a lot of parents come to me with. And obviously that's not true. So I would definitely make that very loud and clear that every single day can be different and every minute can be different. But that does not mean the needs that they have aren't still there. So that's something that I would tell you. Unfortunately, I can't give you an opinion on which one, if I have one versus the other. Maybe that's another video I should talk about, is talking to somebody that helps create those or something like that, or a parent that had one. Actually, that's a really good idea. Maybe I'll do that. I think that could be useful for a lot of parents watching my channel. I know I have a lot of parents here that watch, maybe not here now, but I think I'm gonna do that. I did sit through a session at the TREC conference in 2022, the TRED Association conference. I sat through a session that was pretty good. And of course, I don't remember her name now, and she was talking about those, but it was really good. And I sat in that session because I go to a lot of schools and I talk about Tourette syndrome, or I go to schools. I'm trying to go to a lot of schools to talk about Tourette syndrome, and I thought it would be good for me to know more. And of course, it's been a couple years now, and I didn't stay up to date with them, so that is my bad, and I apologize. But I do try to go anytime somebody needs me. I'm actually talking virtually to a school on the 13th next week after next, where I'm talking to a woman's son's school about Tourette syndrome, what it can be like for a student with Tourette syndrome, and again, the differences and challenges that you can face as a child with Tourette syndrome and a student. And so I'm hoping to really make a big impact there, and I'm excited about doing it. The mom reached out to me on my booking page, and I'm very excited about it. So that's an option. I like to do it in person, virtual, whichever it might be. I like to do both ways, but there's nothing I love more. Last week I actually did a talk for a business. I went and talked to UPS, I did a virtual talk for UPS's ability group. It was pretty cool. It was really exciting. They really enjoyed it, and that was really cool. I've had the same problem with my son. Ugh, that's so aggravating. I'm sorry. His last IEP manager said that she thinks they might want to drop my son's IEP down to a 5 before. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. I had to go through a lot to get him the IEP. That's why I asked. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. Because you're the mom, and you're going to know best, as well as your son's going to know best. And if you have to fight, my thing is, if you have to fight that hard to get it in the first place, it's better to have it and not need it as often or as much. I'm sorry if I'm speaking in the wrong way, than to not need it. I personally, if you're not comfortable, I wouldn't do it. I think there's something in your gut telling you that it's not the right choice, and I think you should listen to that, because a parent's intuition is usually pretty spot on. My mom's is always spot on. So it sounds like you're doing the right thing by trying to make sure you're making the right and informed decision for your son. But yeah, my advice would be to listen to your gut. It sounds like it's telling you something. But you did give me a good idea for a video, though. Maybe I need to start talking to some educators in my videos too, and asking them about how they implement IEPs, things like that, for students. I actually have somebody in mind that I could do that with, somebody who's a teacher who also has Tourette syndrome. So maybe. So be on the lookout for that, I suppose. Yeah, be careful. It just seems like that there's more laws backing the IEP. Yes. And I would keep it. If that's going to protect him more and make you feel more comfortable, and him, keep it. Don't let them convince you otherwise if you know that it's not the right choice. I know educators are educators and they're supposed to know things like this, but they really don't know about Tourette syndrome still to this day, and it's really frustrating. A lot of them don't. They think they do, but a lot of teachers out there Unfortunately, there's a lot of great educators and teachers out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of wonderful, wonderful educators out there. But there's also a lot that don't care about people like me, people with Tourette syndrome in their classroom. And I've heard horror stories of the teachers becoming the bullies in those situations, where they turn around every single time the child ticks, or they make a big deal about them ticking, or they kick them out of the classroom while they're ticking, and it's not right. And oh my God, it makes me so angry. So I get more angry when things happen in my Tourette syndrome community rather than me. It bothers me too when it happens to me, but I feel like I go into super protective mode when it happens to my community. But I'd like to see that video. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to the person, and I'm going to try and get that scheduled soon and get that recorded so I can get it edited, because it takes me forever to sit and edit. I think because I really have to focus on the longer ones and make sure that I can keep them as concise as possible, but then I don't like cutting anything out. And so that's why I started making the longer ones into clips. Shorter videos. So I'm gonna reach out to that person this week. You just gave me that idea. That's a promise to you, and I don't break promises, so I can't promise when it'll be on the YouTube channel because I don't know when we'll be able to record it, but I'm gonna do it. Also, I'm sorry if you hear my dishwasher in the background. I don't know how loud that is for everybody else, but it seems like it's loud to me. Ooh, just let a dog out back. The wind is howling. Oh man. Yeah, ours isn't howling yet, but I can see the trees out of mine. I already have a sliding glass window over here. I can see the trees going. So I'm sure it's coming for us. I always had one of those, 4th grade. She was awful, did everything you described. Oh my gosh, that makes me so upset. I am so sorry that happened to your son. I'm sorry for your son that happened. I had somebody reach out to me and talk about it happening to them, and oh my God, it broke my heart. It really did. The woman ended up quitting her job so she could homeschool her son because they just weren't willing to work with their son. They said that they couldn't have other students hearing that, or something like that. Oh, I must have blocked some of it out of my memory, but like, oh, they couldn't have the other students exposed to that. And the teacher said that if her child was in the classroom, she wouldn't want them exposed to that. And it wasn't even necessarily coprolalia, it was just ticks. Ugh, my blood's boiling right now. Like, that's crazy. First of all, if you don't want your child exposed to people with disabilities, then don't have a child. Because your child could also have a disability. You don't know when you're getting into parenting. And it just made me so angry. And it reminded me how much more awareness and everything else that we need right now, more than ever. And I wish I could get into every single school possible and teach them about it. I sat down at the beginning of the year last month. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I think I'm gonna resend out all my emails in August, right before the school starts, maybe even July. But I sent out to over 163 schools, I think, just saying like, hey, I can come talk at an assembly, in your classroom, whatever it might be, staff, events. Some of them told me, a couple of them got back to me and just said that they'd keep my information on file in case they have a need for me, can work it into their curriculum in the future. But the rest of them didn't say anything, which is what I expected, but I don't know. I'm trying to get out there. So anybody watching, if you want me to come to your child's school, I would love to. Or virtually. Virtually I do too. Virtually is probably going to be the fastest way you can get me there, because traveling for me is difficult sometimes. If I have to travel by myself, it's difficult. It's such a shame that people here go through so much BS to take care of themselves and their family. It really, really is. I just don't understand why so many strangers, whether it be online or in person, teachers in a classroom, whatever it might be, why strangers think that they know best for a person, when they don't even know the first thing about Tourette syndrome or whatever it is that the person has. Like, it's insane to me. I don't know. I would never. I mean, I'm glad I would never, but I would never. I guess I was just raised differently by my parents. And I just don't have that in me, which thank God I don't. I'm glad to know that I'm a better person because of it. That's what I try to remind myself. Tourette syndrome taught me so much empathy and taught me so many things. But, whew, yeah. That really grinds my gears, if you will. Ooh, I'm sticking. Push this up a little bit. People are mean. People love to be bullies, especially in this day and age. So, what else is going on, everybody? What would you like to know? What would you like to talk about? Tourette syndrome related or not? I was trying to think. I thought I had a different topic to come on here and talk about, but maybe I don't. I guess I can talk about, I put this in my Instagram stories a couple days ago. I'm playing around with the idea, a couple ideas here, so maybe you guys can give me your input, of doing online support groups where I would just maybe have some questions in mind. I'll have some questions ready if I need them. My main focus first would be to have a support group for adults with Tourette syndrome, just because there's not a lot of stuff out there for adults with Tourette syndrome. But then also having one where it is loved ones of Tourette syndrome. And it would be virtual, and I would have topics for people to discuss if it's awkward and quiet at first. And I want to give a safe place to adults with Tourette syndrome, because sometimes that can be hard when you're in a support group and there's a bunch of children in there. And then I've also heard instances where people go to support groups and it's a bunch of parents of children with Tourette syndrome, which is fine, but then they don't get to get out what they wanted to talk about. So I wanted to do it that way, but I also thought I was given the idea of doing it for loved ones of people with Tourette syndrome. So the person itself doesn't have it, but maybe it's a husband, a spouse, a parent, so they have a safe space to talk about their fears without being judged. I just didn't know if I should just set it up and I don't get into it, because I am a person with Tourette syndrome and I'm afraid that will make them feel like they still can't share. But I also feel like I can be there to get the conversation going and to reiterate that it's a safe space. I don't know. But that's a couple things that I'm playing with the idea on. And then the two others are, one, I've been slowly working on a course. I haven't done anything for it in a little while. But I've been slowly doing it a course for Tourette syndrome, Advocacy, and thinking about doing that. That one would probably be a payment thing, because this is what I'm trying to focus on now, and I would need something. It'd only be $10 or $20, but I recorded a few videos to talk about topics like why I do it, kind of sort of some of the things to expect, and then I also did a very important video on that's going to be in the course, where it's about expecting those negative comments and those mean people. Because if it's something that you truly don't think you can handle, then it's not something that you should do, because it can take a huge toll on people, and I never want to see that happen to somebody where it's too much for them. So I talk about that, I talk about burnout, and then I'll just talk about other topics too. So that is going to be coming. The support groups I'm just playing around with. And then the third and final thing that I'm thinking about is, excuse me, sorry. A newsletter. So people can subscribe to my newsletter. I don't know what all I would write about, and I love to write, but I thought about maybe if I had a bad tick day that week and put that in the newsletter, I'd put links to all my new videos, those types of things. Just get people hearing from somebody with Tourette syndrome in a different way. I don't know, so let me know. Do you think those things are things that are good ideas and that you'd be interested? Just curious. Social media opens the door all the Google doctors and uneducated opinions. You are absolutely correct. People need safe places to vent. I believe that, yeah. I think I'm gonna try it. I think maybe in March sometime I'll do the first one, and we'll see how it goes. Because you never know, maybe it being, I don't know. you just never know. And I'd love to be that for somebody, so, and help them. 3328. But yeah, thank you for your opinions and your ideas on that. I agree. So, but I think I am gonna call it on this live for right now. Go ahead and work on this more. Maybe I'll work on my stuff more. Maybe I'll start getting stuff together for that support group. Maybe I will just bite the bullet and do it. I think that would be a good idea. So maybe be on the lookout. I'll share some stuff about that very soon then. But yeah, thank you for everybody joining me today. Your questions or comments. Charlie, thank you for being here again. Have a format or an outline? Probably a format for sure. Are you meaning in the newsletter or which part of it are you talking about, asking about for the format or the outline? And that way I can better answer your question for the group. I think I'll have, not necessarily an outline, but a format. Like I said, I'm gonna have like a format where people introduce themselves, they have a moment to talk, explain when they were diagnosed, or maybe they're in the diagnosis process. I'll have that, everybody go around, and then I will just open up the table. Maybe I'll do like an icebreaker at one point, like at the beginning, to try and open up the floodgates a little bit. And then I'm gonna give my ideas to give it a chance to flow on its own and see where that goes. But if not, I'm gonna have some questions like in my back pocket, so to speak, where I will ask them to the group and let everybody talk. I'm gonna try and be not as big of a participant because I want it to be for everybody else, but I will obviously talk with everybody. But there will be a format, but I'm hoping the conversations flow freely. But if not, I will have questions at the ready to throw out there for everybody so that we don't have to have the silences with everyone. Because I know it can be hard in general, and then even harder when it's talking about stuff like that. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna call this a day. I'm gonna try and maybe go live again this weekend, maybe do a scheduled one, I don't know. I start my new job tomorrow and I actually work through Sunday. I haven't worked a weekend in a long time, but for dogs I will probably do pretty much anything. So, and because of training they needed me to come in on the weekend. So, I don't know if I will for sure, but maybe I'll get on and do a live again. But thank you for being here and giving me your opinions and talking to me. So everybody have a great day.